Well, today, before I get to anything, let's talk about the hat. It's ridiculous. My apologies. It's warm, and the older I get, the less I care about fashion, I guess you could say. So, my other hat is in the front seat, and it's really dirty, so it's got wood chips and stuff all over it. Anyway, so what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to talk about, I want to call it building your own tools, but they're not really, I guess they're technically tools, because even a pencil is a simple machine, is a tool. But, you know, they're not like, I'm not building a table saw or something. So I'm going to build a sander, which will use way less sandpaper, and it's kind of like, what do you call those things? Not a scroll sander. Disc sander. They call it a disc sander, but I'm making my own. And I'll show you what I've got going with that. And the big one, which I'm not going to build today, but I will talk about, is a router. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because I don't really want to spend a huge amount of money on something I don't use very often. A router up here, even the Ryobi cheapos are like $159 plus tax, and then the router bits that go into it. Well, at Home Depot they're like $30 each at Home Depot, $30 or $40. Amazon, even Amazon.ca in Canada, they are, well, I bought 4 for $20, I think. So, quite a bit cheaper. And so I figured I'd give it a try to put together my own, I don't know what you would call it, a jig, a contraption, something that basically is going to turn the drill into a router. So I'll show you a picture of it here. What it's going to allow me to do is to hold the drill in a way where I can mate the surface of the object I'm routing with the router properly, and see if it's going to work. Now, some people say, well, wait a minute, a router bit goes quite a bit faster than a drill bit, so it's not going to work. However, I gotta say, I looked this up on YouTube, and you know everything on YouTube is right? They say it's fine, it's just that you might have a bit more tear out. So I'm going to try it. To me, it's worth a try of going through the process, buying a few bits and bobs to see if it's going to work. But that said, I don't want to spend $159 plus the router bits plus tax for something I hardly ever use. And my battery. Ladies and gentlemen, my camera, i.e. Samsung Note 4, the battery keeps dying. Well, it's not the battery, it's the flash, because the camera is hot and it's saying it can't use the flash, so please bear with me in this time of trouble. And I just actually took my battery out, and it's weird, it's all bloated. It's not good. So, you know, it's these Samsung Notes, you know, the Note 7, remember that fiasco? Huge problem. Anyway, I might be looking at getting a new phone soon. This one might be on its last legs. Anyway, off topic. So, am I going to spend all this money on a router bits, tax, to use something once? Because once the van build is done, I don't see myself ever using it again, really. And plus the amount of space, that's something that, like, I mean, it's not huge, but it does take up space. And in a van, if I use it once every 3 years, I mean, it doesn't really pay its rent in space, you might say. So I'm going to try to build my own. Will it work? unknown. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm doing this because I want the edges of the surfaces to be rounded, like with the cabinets and various corners. It just gives it a little bit more of a professional look. Not that I'm a professional, but you know, you do what you can, and I got lots of time before I buy a van, so these are the kind of things I can experiment with to see if it's worthwhile.
Run like a race for family when you hear like you're alone.
So it's the next morning and I stayed overnight. Looks like I got a slow leak with my radiator fluid. So this is what I managed to turn my little hole into yesterday. Looks pretty good. I'm satisfied with that. It's not awesome. It's not 100%. It's a little bit unsquare, you might say, but that's rock and roll, folks. Alright guys, well there you have it. Thanks for watching and be well, my friends.
Ooh.